Hi, gorgeous women out there, goddesses. And today we are here to talk about ancestral trauma, ancestral lineage, how that affects our present time awareness, and how do we overcome that trauma in our everyday life. So, welcome back today and for another live. And we are here. I'm here, Pari, with Radhika, and we are going to be coming to Dehradun, India, October 13th to 17th for a goddess leadership retreat. Very excited about it. It's going to be an amazing, powerful, magical journey that we are going to embark together with all lovely leaders, goddesses coming together. So, this is going to be a unique experience for every leader. So we are actually inviting few leaders on invitation to join this retreat. But if you feel the calling, if you feel the calling to be surrounded by goddesses, by leaders, conscious leaders around the world, then this is the place for you. Again, October 13th to 17th, 2024, where we are going to meet together in Dehradun, India. And here is, I'm going to just put that here. Dehradun, India, where I will be there. And we will have Radhika, we will have Amy, Simona leading this retreat for 4 nights and 5 days. So you're going to join us on 13th morning by 12 noon. We're going to check in and we're going to spend until 17th morning. That is when we check out. And we rush to, from there, we go to Rishikesh. So it's a whole week program, guys, that you're going to spend time with us to Rishikesh, where we will be spending 3 days at the meditation event, PSSM meditation event, Mahadhyan Yog Kumbh. So October, lock your dates, guys. October 13th to 20th, almost a week, actually a week. You will be there. So how do you get to Dehradun? You can fly into Delhi, and from Delhi you can. How far is from Dehradun from Delhi, Radhika?
So via train, I think it's 4 to 5 hours. Similar via car, via road as well. So it's like just that.
Or they can fly directly to Dehradun, correct? If they
Yeah,
want.
they can. Dehradun has an airport. So yes, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah, so you can either come with us from Delhi, maybe if you want to join us, or you can come directly to Dehradun on 13th, and from there just join in at the Pyramid Home Divine, a beautiful, amazing space that I see from the pictures, and I've heard so much about it right from this girl right here. And I remember even my mother went 2 to 3 times, and she loves that place, and she's like, I want to come there, I want to be there. So but again, the space is limited, guys. So if you want to join us, make sure you book your spots, you block those dates, and let us know that you're coming so we can make all the arrangements. So this is Sacred Goddess Tribe, and today we are talking all about ancestral lineage. But before that, let me welcome Radhika right here, who is amazing, who has created amazing creators. We were just talking about it. So Radhika, welcome.
Thank you so much, Paridhi. This is a very, very special life because it's very close to me also. And I have questions today. So I'm going to be literally drilling your head because I am up and ready with juicy questions because I know for a fact that these were the questions which led me to research about this particular topic. And today, whatever I have is because of the quest I felt, for this particular topic. So I want to start by saying, and it's a very, very old quote. A lot of people have already heard about it, maybe, but to the unversed and the versed, I want to remind or tell you again, when a woman heals herself, she heals 7 generations before her and 7 generations after her. So when I say healing, it is more like a woman is a sacred thread. She we are all like the first day of our life. If you remember, I said that we are not womb, but yes, we are connected with our womb. That is a superpower. We are like a sacred thread of network. We're all connected together. So imagine you were somewhere a part of your great grandmother when your mother conceived you. Similarly, when you will conceive your daughter or your son, it is that part is going to be there. So many lineages you are creating, you are carrying within yourself, because as your grandmother was in her mother's womb, she was carrying her great grandmother. So all those essences from so many past lifetimes, so many generations have come to you, all your fears, traumas, and everything. So when you start that shadow work, when you start that inner work, everything begins to change. That cycle begins to change. And that is what we are going to talk about. So, Pari,
Yes.
my first and foremost question is, like, it's the simplest one. Like, what according to you is lineage foremost? I mean, there's so many definitions. So there are two parts to it. What is lineage, and does it affect a person's individual life in the current reality? That is
Well, great question. This is a question that I think many of us don't think about it, but it has a very deeper meaning and importance in today, present day, in present day. Lineage is something that you are connected to energetically in when you are, say, um born to a certain person. Like you connect energetically when you are emotionally connected. You create that cord. We're calling these the energetic cords. So with this, the information is transferred. So it's all about information. At the end of the day, it's about what is the information that you're carrying and from where, and that is where the lineage comes in, the blueprint. So as if now that I am so for me, my lineage is my father, my mother, their grandparents, their ancestors. So the lineage is coming from there. And this is where my blueprint in this lifetime, and like this we have so many lifetimes, so many, not just on this earth planet, we have lifetimes on different planets as well. So there is so much, this is so complicated to discuss. And it is not easy to discuss, to unravel the threads.
correct.
But one step at a time is how we go about it, to
100%.
to understand what it really is revealing for us.
Yes, yes, correct. True, I completely agree, because as you said that, it is not just one lifetime. Like, okay, this lifetime we have lot of lineage that we are carrying within ourselves, but we have lived so many lifetimes, and we are carrying the soul blueprint of all those lifetimes, and
Mhm.
we're carrying those lineage things not just from this universe, from all the universes that we have lived. So it is definitely complicated. Um, but we are right here, guys. We are here to unravel that, at least on the foundation level, for you today. So there's another aspect, Pari, and this one is very crucial, I believe. A lot of people confuse between genetic and heredity. In fact, day before yesterday, and in my head I know there is a difference, and I kept confusing between the two, and I kept conversing with my husband, like, this, and I was like, oh my god, I was actually talking about that there is no hereditary. I was not talking about there is no genes. Obviously there are genes. So sometimes people do confuse about these two things. Like, while in I know and I believe that there is nothing called hereditary, it is not it, there's nothing like hereditary, because we create our own reality at all times. But there is genetics, there is a genetic blueprint that we are carrying in this life. So can you throw some light on the difference and this whole aspect today, please?
See, again, I'll go back to the basics, start from the foundation. And by the way, guys, if you're watching us live, say us a hello and let us know where you're watching us from, so we know we can, it motivates us to see where you're watching us from. um so genetics, yes. See, there's a different school of thoughts here on this topic. And I mean, of course, I love Bruce Lipton. I love what he talks about, the genetics and epigenetics, and which I feel like makes a lot of sense, in the sense, like, see, everything is belief, correct? It's
Correct.
all about what you believe in your in this current moment awareness, which is really reflecting out there. And I can even throw in astrology, numerology, all these different belief systems that we think are affecting us at some point. So it is all the frequencies. Now I'm going to talk in a way probably contrary to what more what gurus out there talk about. So guys, hang in there, it will all make sense. um, See, everything is frequency, everything is vibration. We go from the basics to understand this. And in that, at a certain frequency, all of this affects. At a certain
Correct.
frequency, the stars will affect. At a certain frequency, the numbers are affecting you. But as you have the power to shift the frequency where it is not affecting. Does it make sense?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
genetics affect when you thrive in that frequency. Say, for example, hereditarily or genetically, diabetes runs in my family. Okay,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
diabetes. How does all these diseases come? It is coming from a belief, from a thought, from an emotion that is vibrating in that frequency. And that is when all of these illnesses start thriving, because you are in that frequency. So you
True.
allow, give space for those diseases to thrive. Now, if I, how do it becomes hereditary? Because of the ancestral lineage or the programming that is being passed on to me. It is
Correct.
but natural way, or a default way maybe, for me to think that way, for me to believe that, for me to have those fears. And naturally, when I have those exact same fears and thoughts, or maybe even I'm carrying their thoughts, not my thoughts, maybe their fears, I naturally attract those illnesses, because that has the least path of resistance, because it has been happening for many generations. So
Correct.
always energy goes in the least path of resistance. So for me, I have the absolute power to change it. But for me, I need to work to change those patterns, to change
A
those
lot.
thoughts. And I
Yes.
will be able to overcome that pattern of having the diabetes in this lifetime. And I will be healing my future generations as well, because now I'm creating a whole new pattern for myself. Does that make sense what I just said?
A lot, a lot. In fact, you know what, I want to share this fact. You know why I, yesterday when I said that I actually have very juicy questions, because ancestry and lineage is not just, your forefathers, your great grandfathers. Obviously they make the hugest part of it, but your immediate parents right now, who you're living with or you've lived with, also create a big part. So I mean, for the worst and unworst, I lost my mom last year through to cancer, and the
Yeah.
amount of fear that has been created for me, Paridi, I cannot tell you. Every second person will tell me, go get pap smear done. You're already, 30 plus, you should go pap smear done. You to go do this, you do this test, there's this test. And while I genuinely, I understand their care, I understand their love, but I do not understand the fear, because somewhere, and I'll be very honest about it, my mom had this fear, because my nani, my mother's mom, also went through cancer. So once my mother
Mhm.
said that, I really feel that in my family this has been a case story, and I know I'm going to go through cancer. I come, mom, if you want to go at your time, but don't have this thought. Even then, and I was not even in spirituality at that point in time. I was, or maybe I was, in fact. But when I was not with PSSM, my mindset had not changed as much. But even then I knew that she's creating something for herself that she shouldn't. Said, mama, if you have to go early, it's okay, I understand. But death, because of such a disastrous disease, I don't feel you should be creating such a reality for yourself. I think you're powerful enough to fight this. But today, sometimes that fear arises. It's like, if my mother had that fear, and my fear is not that I will have cancer, my fear is, what if I get my mother's fear? That is
Yeah.
also a fear. That is
Yeah.
also least path of resistance, where I'm getting that fear. And so there are so many layers to this whole topic. You can have a fear of having a fear also, that I do not want to have that fear. And somewhere
Yeah.
that is creating lot of complication in my emotions, within my heart. It is like a everyday fight, because now it's going to be 1 year, and now the emotions are at peak, and every time I'm like, Radhika, no, you don't have to think like this. You are better than this. You have to remember what Pari keeps telling. You have to remember what Patriji said. You have to remember what you've read in the books. The community that keeps telling you, this is not your truth. So I think you are absolutely 100% correct when you said that there is so much work that is required every freaking minute.
Yeah,
Every freaking minute. It's not like you do it one day and then, oh my god, I did the work and now you can laze around. It, I mean, this is like a huge work, honestly. So my next
absolutely.
question.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
sorry.
just want to
You can
summarize.
continue.
This is such an important topic, as you said. I
Yeah.
don't, the fear of not wanting it is so deeply ingrained in us that, oh, I don't want to get this, I don't want to get sick, I don't want to, like every day now, like I don't want to, if somebody sneezes, I don't want to get sick. The fear now is creating so much separation in today's world of not
Yeah.
wanting it, not fear of getting it, fear of
Yeah.
getting the hereditary diseases, but the root cause is
Yes.
always here, the root cause is always within you.
Yeah.
So yes, ready for the next question.
Yeah, and while you said this beautiful thing, just one one last thing I want to add. The whole corona period, I was like, if I have to go because of this, I will go. It's okay. I had absolutely no fear. In fact, I knew 15 days I was in that high fever, high illness, and just because of my belief system in what I was doing, that I'm a meditator and I know my body can heal itself. And even if I
Yeah,
have to go, I will go with a lot of grace and a lot of happiness. I think that helped me pass through that whole phase very, very quickly and very easily. And I think it is true for most meditators or someone who's very, very awakened. So I think, yeah, that's true. I mean, we have to stop focusing on the fears, stop focusing on not getting, and rather focusing on what we really want, and start focusing on love, compassion, and lot of acceptance for self and for all the parts where we come from. So this leads me to my next question, and which
yeah.
is a little tasky and a little tricky, because a lot of people would say, "Oh my God, such a question on an open line," but I don't care. What do you have to say about the sexual traumas that people carry through lot of lineage, one after the other, not just as a woman, because and I want to elaborate a little. So all of us know that we have lived equal lives in all genders, whether it was they them, whether it was he she, whatever it is, whoever we are, we have lived all of these lives. We have experienced being an eunuch, we have experienced being a queer, we have experienced being a male and a female. Obviously now we are in a female body, so we experienced all of that. So how does all of those memories which we have carried life after life, life after life, and now from our lineage as well, whatever our mothers, our great grandmothers might have gone through, not just sexual stuff, but abuse in any way, that is, this also expands to any kind of abuse, whether physical, emotional, or mental. How does it affect us today, and how do we address this in a society, especially like India, where it is, it's really like it's getting better, but it is still taboo to say sex or say orgasm or say periods or say pads. In a open society, people can't even say without flinching. So how do you really take care of all of this issue, uh, and how do you address this? How do you really work on your mindset in a society like this?
I think for a for any trauma, for anything that we have gone through, first we need to identify there is a problem. First we need to accept, a radical honesty is required.
Oh my god.
If we can, there's a whole program, we've been programmed to put everything under the carpet and just move on, move on, move on,
Correct.
move on.
Yeah.
I don't like the phrase fake it until you make it.
Hmm.
And that that is like, the thing, like, oh, fake it, you'll make it. But doing so, you not addressing the root issues. You're kind of putting everything under the rug and pretending that
Yeah.
nothing is wrong, and
Yeah.
that is
True.
not going to have lasting effects if you truly want progress in your life. So the first step is radical honesty. It is like, how do you know that you're stuck? How do you know what's happening? Maybe, despite all the healing work you're doing, you're doing so much of meditation, this, that, you're doing all of that healing work, but you're still not experiencing major breakthroughs in your, or transformation in that
True.
you're look in your life. Maybe it's
Correct.
possible that it is due to focusing on some individual issues, but neglecting the broader patterns that are surfacing in your life with this ancestral thing, trauma thing. Any trauma, it can be emotional, it can be physical, it is the memory, it is the information that is being stored in your
Correct.
DNA, in your akashic records, that is being projected out in your life. So
True.
yeah, and you're trying hard to work on manifestation, you're doing all the courses, but yet you haven't tackled this part of it. So it's
Right.
not going to change, because the blueprints are created, it's being reflected in your life.
Yeah.
So, or you may appear to carry a significant grief within you, a burden or some kind of burden within you, which
True.
remains uh, not which in unintegrated, like not being dealt with.
Correct.
Or fear, like you're often fallen, it is intense fear that everything could fall apart at any moment, that
Yeah.
or it, you may have nobody to support you, that you are all
True.
alone. This is a great fear that people suffer with, that you're all alone, that nobody is going to support you. And that fear holds you back from even seeking support
Correct.
in your life, because you don't know who to trust. The trust part is
True.
out. And maybe a belief that, as you said, you absorb your parents' trauma, your
We do.
ancestors' trauma. This is with
Yeah.
spiritual people, because if you know a little bit and not know the whole thing, you're still in fear, because you
Yeah.
do things out of fear now.
Correct. Correct. Oh my God. Half knowledge is so bad. Oh my God.
It
You.
is so, because I see spiritual people, like people awakening right now, because they don't know the whole thing. They are in so much fear. No, 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 I should do this. I should, this is something that I will carry. I should not carry. I should be shielding myself. And there's so
Yeah.
much of that going on, which kind of again, you're living in fear. It doesn't matter whether you, so there's always this if you're living in judgment, I'm going to make a whole video on judgment, guys. If you're living in judgment, you are living in fear. that's
Correct.
that that is it. So so yeah, it is affecting. So the first step is radical honesty, understanding that, okay, you know what, there is something happening, I need to work at it. And
Yeah.
knowing that you don't have to do this alone. There are practitioners, there are people who can help you with.
True.
And again, the other part is no, believing that it can be handled. Nothing is impossible,
Correct.
everything can
Correct.
be taken care. And once you work on this, your manifestation also becomes much stronger. You don't have to be in fear, like, is my affirmation working, is my visualization working, is my what is happening. So it's a very seamless flow when we do energy work and the mindset
Correct.
work together.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Pari, because it was a very honest and a very bold response, and a very loving response also in a lot of way. Because I think the essence of this whole thing was that self love, acceptance, and integration of self is required for this whole thing. And I really want to conclude this by saying, when I spoke about the sexual traumas that we carry through lineages, we need to understand. I'm speaking to all women today, and I'm speaking to all men today, and I'm speaking to all they, them, whoever. Even if you relate as a duck, I'm speaking to you as of now. That not only our traumas that we might have experienced in whatever age we are, since we got conscious, and good touch, bad touch, or any kind of abuse that we've been through, but also the traumas or the pain that we're carrying from our mothers, our fathers, or any parental or maternal lineage that we have. I want to address this fact, Pariti, because of all of these traumas today, relationships have become t-shirt relationships. There is
Mhm.
no honesty in partners, between partners, no matter who you are, whether you are a man attracted to a man, woman attracted to a woman, or you are attracted to both, or whatever it is. There is a commitment issue in people. It's like they're not satisfied. For them, marriage has become a very, very monotonous or a very boring concept. They're not happy with their partners, and they do not also have the strength to move out of that marriage, but they have the strength to have extramarital relationships really destroying so many lives, or whether not even married, just having two three relationships at a go. So all of these, and we need to understand the problem is not the today's day and time. The problems are the traumas we are carrying from so many lifetimes, the traumas we
Yeah.
are carrying from our parents. Because imagine how weird it is that our parents, like, maybe not our parents, but at some point the couples were not even open to each other behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
You are actually in an act of most loving, most consciously creating thing with lights off, and it's like just a process. You do it because you want to have a baby and you're done. There is no communication absolutely between two people. And a woman cannot tell and a woman does suffer mostly, I mean 90% of the time, because she's not able to tell the husband or the partner that it is hurting or it is not right, or I'm not feeling, this is not okay with me. Or even for a man, not able to tell the woman that it is because of the traumas. And it is a very important thing. And why I said all of this, why I said this, is when we meet, all of you women, all of you beautiful women out there, when we meet together in this retreat, when we come to the fore and when we come to ancestral trauma and healing, please understand, you will feel ripped apart in pieces. You will feel that someone has literally torn off your clothes, ripped off your hair, plucked out your eyelashes. It will be that painful, probably, and I'm being very raw and honest here. But by the end of it, you would have released everything. You would have released enough fact that at least you will be in a state to accept that there is a problem. You will be in a state to accept that, if there is a problem, I know that there is a solution. As Pari very beautifully said, that everything can be handled. There is nothing that cannot be handled. But not accepting it, by not thinking that you might have certain issue, going that you are in a loop, that there might be certain issue, that you're not able to come out of your patterns, that you are in a toxic relationship with yourself, doing the abusive thing over and over again. For example, you know that you are very bad at handling a drink, but you keep drinking again and again, especially when something bad happens, because you think this is going to numb your pain. But that is not going to numb your pain, that is not going to make you happy. You will be in a loop, and you will be angry at yourself. Oh shit, why did I do this? It makes me do stupid things. You will be in that loop. So we have to end this. And when we do that work together as women, trust me, it will be the most powerful thing, because you will not be alone. Pari, I, Amy, Simone will be there to hold hands, and you will have so many sister goddesses holding your hand. You will release, you will cry, you will hug. You will be there with the people who are holding space for you. No judgment, no opinions. No, they don't care what has happened in your life, but they care about you. They care about your beingness, they care about your existence, and they care about the precious deity that you are in this living form. Every woman is a goddess. But a woman needs to understand she's a goddess. A woman needs to stop gossiping, stop slandering other women, focus on herself, focus on her career, focus on her life, focus on her family, and take that power back. Embrace that power back. Because Paridhi, please tell me if I'm right or wrong. Today, in this, amid this all of this chaos, where feminism is at a rise, I sometimes feel feminism also has lost its touch to the fact that what the essence of this whole thing was. Today, it is more about women feeling empowered by pulling down men. And I don't think that is how it should be. Throwing in fake dowry cases, or throwing in fake rape cases, or whatever it is. I mean, this is not feminism. So do you think that women also, when they are playing such a big game of of faking, like literally how you said, faking it just to gain some sympathy, or to I don't know, for whatever revenge or something, how do you think this is also a trauma response, and how correct it is to be that, and how can one come out of that mindset? What do you have to say about this?
Well, how do we come out of the mindset of that continuous trauma abuse that we do it to ourselves? It is difficult when you are in that loop, and most people wait for a complete rock bottom to hit in order for them to get out. A complete, because you're stuck there, you're stuck in that loop. Experience happens, you have that mindset, you have that trauma triggered, again an experience happens, you have the mindset, trauma triggered, so this loop you're stuck in. And it is hard, it is difficult. That's why we are talking about this, because it's not an easy thing to get out of it. You need an intervention for it. You need, either you need to say, hey, I need some help. You need to be a seeker. And in our today's world, the seekers, there are no seekers anymore. The real seekers I'm talking about, because we are so conditioned for having that um, continuous stimulation, distractions around us,
Instant
uh,
gratification, correct. Oh my God, yeah.
instant gratification, that it is actually killing us, the seeking within us. So
Yeah,
people are not seeking for the truth, because when you seek for the truth, you will receive it. So the
true.
famous quote, when the student is ready, master appears. But are the students ready now? Are they ready to seek? Are they wanting to heal themselves? Are they wanting to get out of their comfort zone? Are they wanting to do the work? Are they wanting to wake up and do the work? See, for example, when we all know, when we are studying for exams, if you want to get first, if you want to get ahead of other people, what do? We wake up when everybody is sleeping and study more. Like, hey, I want to do more. When everybody's,
Yeah.
that is how we know that we're going to get ahead, because you have to do extra from what other people are doing to be ahead. In the
Yes.
same way, if you want to work on yourself, if you want to do, be better, if you want to be better than what you did, now forget about others, what you did, you need to put in extra amount of work, and you need to prioritize it. It's not going to come into your, fit into your schedule, fit into your budget, fit into everything magically. It is going to, you need to carve out time, you need to carve out money, you need to carve out things for yourself. So you need to be
True.
ready for that. This is like, again, because so much conditioning around us, so much comfort zone that we are into, we just don't want to get out of it. We just
Yeah.
create distractions, we create priorities in our life for not to do that. We create excuses, absolute excuses, for not to
Yeah.
work on ourselves, for not to get a coach for you to train, maybe to lose a weight or to do anything. So I know I'm getting on a rant here, but this is so important that people need to start waking up and get out of their comfort zone, make them uncomfortable, make yourself uncomfortable, do the work, make it a priority, because in the beginning it will feel like, oh, it's hard, it's hard, you have to put more of effort. In the beginning, anything will feel like that. You learn a piano, it is going to feel that way. You start a gym, it is going to feel that way. It is normal, it is natural. If it is burning, that means it's working. So, but eventually, as you do with consistency and persuasiveness, it will become a second nature. Like how you're driving your car, if you're learning to drive, initially you'll be
Yeah.
checking the mirror, you're checking left and right, you're making sure your seat belt is on, you're making sure you're following all the steps. So you're putting
Yeah.
a more effort. But after a month or a two or a three, you'll be like, get in, put it on, check everything and move on. It becomes second nature. In the same way, when you attend a program like this, or you work with us one on one, or you do a workshop with us or a retreat with us, initially it is going to look like a lot of work. But as you go through the progress, it becomes easy, it becomes natural for you. So the mindset, I would say, the initial mindset is the basic mindset only of getting out of comfort zone. Stop thinking that you need to be comfortable, you everything need to fit in your budget, everything need to come in your lap right where you're sitting, and then you will do. Get out of that mindset. If you don't get out of the mindset, nothing is going to happen in your life. No breakthrough, no transformation, no change, nothing. So I know this is like, right, I'm like a truth bomb that I want to share with you is, guys, oh, that dates are not good for me because I have this and that. If it is important for you, you do it. There's so many times we do free courses, manifestation courses. Pari, can you do another time? No. If it is, you need to wake up 3 in the morning. If it is not, if that is the time, do it. Why can't you do it? Why can't you put that effort into it? So there is the basic mindset. If we can work on it, then comes the next step of breaking through, of having transformation. So yeah, so this is what I would say.
Yeah, I think this marries to the fact, like the question that I asked and all that you put into one step is where this feeling of revenge, or this feeling of, literally putting on someone's shoulders, lying about them, or taking power of being a woman or being a man in whatever way that is. And I think this is all, this all marries to the fact that until unless you step up to yourself, to your authenticity, and you decide that you need to be the change that you want to see in your life, until then nothing's gonna happen. And I think we're already on top of our hour, and we're I think we've given a lot today, guys, and I'm hoping that you liked, that you resonated with whatever we had to share. So whatever we've shared here today is going to be even intense, even more crazy when we do it together, because there will not be just theory, because this was more theoretical. This is more like a discussion. There we will be having rituals. We'll be going into some embodiment practices. There'll be some movement. There'll be a lot of release that will happen. So these, like, there'll be a lot of purification that is going to happen together, because there'll be a lot of energy tools that we'll be working with. There'll be different, high frequency music which is not available on YouTube, which is very exclusive to us, which we will work on, and however to get creative. There's a lot of stuff that is coming in for you in personal, in the in-person retreat. But as I end today, I want to end on a note that every trauma, every pain is a point of breakthrough. How you see it completely depends on you. If you want to be in a victim mentality, no one can pull you out of it. Pari, you can keep asking Pari, you can keep asking Radhika, you can keep asking someone else for help. You will keep crying for help, but nothing will happen. And today, I know that there are a lot of people who claim that, if I do this ritual work for you, then this will happen. If I'll do this work for you, that will happen. But I also know people who will tell you, okay, I will do my bit, I will help you, but the main help is you have to believe the work that I'm doing in, and plus you have to put in your effort also. If you want that fruit from the tree, you will either have to take a stick to break that fruit from that tree, or you will have to climb the tree. It will not magically happen, or you have some third eye vision that you'll just keep looking at the fruit and it'll fall. Either of the three has to be in sync with your body in action. So until unless you are reaching for it, it is not gonna happen. It is nothing is falling in your plate. Yes, we are magical, we have a lot of superpowers, but practicality, you are in a 3D reality. So you have to be practical also. While we are all those, divine beings, and we are cosmic beings, we are those extraterrestrial beings, we are not from earth, we've come from other planet, blah blah blah. We all know all of this, yes, of course. But the whole idea here is that if you want to release the human body traumas from whatever life, or this life, or lineage, or ancestors, or whatever it is, there has to be an acceptance. And and I'm going to say a very, very, it might hit a lot of people, and it might hit, like, because I'm a woman and I've been through this, so I know that even if you were in this human form I'm talking about, not any, or maybe other life also, if there is a memory of you being physically abused or raped, for that matter, if it happened to you, in first of all, holding a lot of space for you, if you have any such memory or something of this sort has happened to you. But I want to tell you, they could not touch your soul. They could not take your shine away. They could not. I mean, I cannot even fathom the pain you went through. I cannot even fathom what you must be feeling in your body when that was happening, and how it is for you today. But I want to tell you that you are not broken, that you are not someone who's been maligned, that you're not someone who's dirty, ugly, nothing. It is not on you, it is not a reflection of you. And we're here to hold space for you. You are loved, you are very precious. And if someone is telling you otherwise, please slap them and tell them that they're wrong, because there's a whole community waiting for you, to hold you, to help you, and to awaken you. And to anyone, not just physical abuse, any kind of mental trauma, emotional trauma, anything that you've been through, we can together come to a place of healing. We can together collectively, through the power of our wombs, as women, as goddesses, we can take care of this. And you know what? The best part of this retreat is, when we do this, we're not just doing it as goddesses, we're doing as goddess leaders. So even in this healing, you will come out a victor, you will come out a leader, you will come out a leader of your own life, where you will not live your life which is just happening to you. You will create your own life, and you will just like Pari said yesterday, you will go to that nothingness state where you stop existing altogether, and you become so one with everything that nothing can touch you, and you take that power. And that kind of power is crazy, that kind of power is unbeatable, that kind of power is unimaginable. Just visualize, just try to taste it on your tongue, how can that power be, and what you can create, how beautiful this world can become. Because even the earth is carrying a lot of trauma, so if women come together, a lot of healing happens collectively. And with this, I will take a pause, and I'll let Pari take the stage, so that and we will meet for other live now. From some other time we'll be doing live again, but this was our live last live for this series. And thank you for joining us all, whoever you, wherever you joined from, whoever joined. We're very, very grateful to you about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you again in another live, and send us questions if you have any questions about the retreat, about any kind of work, about working with us one on one coaching. We are also open to work with you one on one. So, whatever that need of yours is, I'm sure we'll find a way to support you. So, reach out to us. Thank you so much. Love you, and we'll see you in another live. Bye bye.